button.
I need to go upstairs.
You need to go ahead and run. Run, Jack, run.
You should know better than that.
Hey, I got notifications. Computer notifications.
Nope. You're supposed to be going live, man.
Hey, my delivery's arrived. Yay. Can't get it now, though.
You could.
Yeah, I could. I could actually run to the front door. I got 30 seconds before the news ends.
It's kind of like I could click this button that says go live. Did I forget to fucking change the date yesterday? I think I did. Okay, fuck it. We're doing it live.
We're doing it live. That's right. Quiet on the set.
All right. Quiet on the set. You're listening to WRFB Radio Free Britannia. And this is Lunch, coming to you live from Deltona, Florida. Here are the dynamic duo themselves, Laz and Jack.
Greetings, everybody. This is Laz.
And this is Jack. Welcome to another edition of Lunch with Laz and Jack, where
Jack has the wrong microphone still on.
Hey. You didn't remind me after
Well,
like 2 minutes.
Yeah, I did remind you. You had the bad microphone to begin with, and then you're in for a smoke. And then
I said it intentionally. Welcome to another edition. Now it's on the right one, so quit your bitching. But it's Taco Tuesday, and we got some videos for people.
We got loads of video clips for everybody today. So
because Laz finally watched something and was like,
"Well, I watched most of it the other day, so it was
I had to stop watching it. I left like 45 minutes.
They mention your question. Actually, Ravlox mentions your question. But let's get to the first video clip straight away, because this one is a hoot, and you're all gonna get a big laugh out of it, because it involves a couple of guys you all just might know. I don't know, maybe.
This is the 2620.
Yeah. 2640.
2640. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I got it up on the screen.
Volume is turned up, and we are ready to go. You all get a laugh out of this. Good.
1. Play.
From the horse's mouth, as per se, right? So Another item on my list here to note was that there's been a recent swirl of, I guess, rumors and theories of what's going on with the maps in the game. So basically, we're adding maps. On every release, I'm adding at least a handful of maps to get them down there, get us down to the point where we have all the maps. There are over 800 scenes in the game, and one of these days, what I want to do is actually calculate how much square footage or square meters we have in the game, so people can kind of get an idea of how much exploration space there really is, and compared to some of the other games that are out there. So for the moment, the dungeon maps, and you're going to say in a more broad term, interior scenes. So the obviously basements are not going to get maps. Player dungeons, we can't map player dungeons because they're dynamic, so that's a little bit of a different system completely if we were going to go down that path. And then dungeons, which actual adventure scene dungeons, which include mines and things along those lines. We're not going to map those at the time if they don't already have a map in the game. Now, I want to address this directly because some people out there seem to think that maps that were removed from the game because they were never actually in the game code itself, but they were part of Soda Map, should be counted as maps that were removed. So Soda Map as a system was being used as the mini map in the game before there was any mapping system in the game. And at one point in time, Unity basically told us that our crash to desktop problem that we were having back in 2017, 2018 timeframe was due to Soda Map being overlaid in the game. But it turned out that wasn't the case, but we had removed Soda Map, or well, the team, I was on the team at the time. The team removed Soda Map from the game interface, so that way they could test that with Unity. And in the meantime, a new mapping system was created. Basically, where we are now is that greetings. Where we are now is that the maps that haven't existed in the game since 2018 are missing, and I'm going through the entire game and adding scene by scene whatever maps are missing. The dungeon maps are a little bit more of a complicated situation, so I've created these hopefully fun little cards that'll come up if you hit the map key in a dungeon, giving you some reason why you don't have a map. Eventually, we're hoping to get Fog of War in place, but this is a long-term goal to maybe get that done. So in the meantime, we will not be putting maps into the dungeons. So that's what those cards are about. They're basically placeholders. This way you don't get... Greetings, everybody. Can you hear me okay? Yep, I hear you. So you don't get an error. Oh, okay. Really?
Okay, there we go.
Yep. Okay, so... greetings and welcome. That's weird. This is going to be my first stream on the Shroud the Avatar channel, so it's going to be a little bit. I don't know what I'm doing wrong there. I'm always all over the place. But as many of you know, and
how about now? Chris troubleshooting? I've
recently taken over the community manager position, as well as still continuing to work on my developer. And now test 1, 2, 3.
Nope, still can't hear you.
Okay. Building stuff and nope. Sorry guys, as I said, first time getting it set up on this, and all the magic that I'd done on the other channels not set up here. Trying to keep a level hand on the forums, getting moderators involved, and have a couple of so I could hear Chris in my ear. Yeah, they could hear you too. So that's I don't know why you can't hear me. Moderate on
they can hear me.
And the forum. Yeah, they could hear you. I'll make.
I can't hear you on the Google Meet.
yeah, and I don't know why. but they could hear you coming through. So the Google Meet audio is coming through to me. I just don't know why it's not my microphone's not coming to you. Chris will be joining in a little bit here. Oh, you know what? I think I know what might be going on literally here in a few minutes.
How much of this technical difficulties are we going to listen to?
Do I have a thing on my screen here? Settings.
Laz.
Everybody gets to see all this stuff now. Hold on a second. Yeah, it's got the wrong microphone. Microsoft actually updated my
2 minutes
Windows,
into technical difficulties on the Ravlox.
It's timing out on me.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's
of course, we're also getting the
it's Twitch.
Everything else, I think, too.
No.
Try to mute that out. Again, I had to. I have everything set up for my own channel.
So is he going to go back to the answer for
the last 45 minutes setting everything up?
I'm trying to figure out where the audio is coming from.
Twitch channel. So
Twitch.
If things are a little awry,
I have everything.
Over the next few times, I'll probably get that all sorted out correctly. Still don't have the question bot running. I saw a question earlier from Jack. But the prize bot is all fixed up and running right now.
I don't know where it's coming from.
I will keep working on that source code to figure out what's going on. I think I'm gonna have to rewrite it and change where we're saving the method that's being used to save the people who will have won.
I have no idea.
Yeah. So with that said,
I think it might be coming from.
Community manager, okay, and the moderators. Said within hopefully the next month, I'll get that up and running, and I'll announce who the moderators are.
I'm going to try this here and see if this does it.
So in the forums,
I just paused Ravlox's video when he's handing off to Chris.
Justin Econdas, and of course Aliup, who is now also working with the team.
So did you like Ravlox's answer? He really didn't remove those.
I'm trying to figure out where
awesome job of it.
This noise is coming from.
Be sure to.
Is that what the comment that it sounds like a hand job to him?
Floating around out there.
From
okay, so.
Hang on a second.
Let me see. Chris will be coming on to talk about
I've closed all these
that Richard has made and the new game and all that stuff that they're working on. I will just say this at this point: this is not going to affect the Shroud of the Avatar. Chris will go into more deep detail about that, but
I know where it's coming from. Okay, it was coming from actually
Pornhub. Yes.
No, it was coming from inside Discord, which was really weird.
What?
Yeah, I don't know why it was coming from inside Discord, but it was coming from inside Discord, which is very weird. So I have to just have to reopen my history windows to get back to these. But the funny thing was the comment he makes about a show that airs daily at noon. He doesn't even call us out by name, which you can do, Ravlox. You can say, the guys on NBNN said this. We've got no problem with that because we've got no problem calling you out. Fog of War is never going to make it into the game, and if it does, I will eat my hat. Yeah, I'll tell you what. That's just the way it is.
With or without mustard? Yeah, it's a real question.
With hot sauce, yeah.
I
won't eat my
Frank's
hat,
Red Hot or Tabasco?
I will eat my words. I'll tell you that much.
Cholula.
It would be Frank's Red Hot, of course, man. Frank's Red Hot. And I've got to now stop all these other fucking videos from starting.
But yeah, I mean,
I can stop that one because we've gotten to that. So as these other ones load up, I have to stop and pause them so that we don't get. I don't know how in the world.
Don't get too far into them.
Well, they all want to start loading because I'm refreshing all the pages, and they all want to start playing. And of course, I'll probably have commercials, even though I did commercial free with AdBlock, so I may have to hit AdBlock Plus on a couple of them again. So we'll get to that in a minute.
AdBlock Plus is wonderful.
The seed invest stuff. So I got a lot of side things to talk about. The
other games,
they all just decide they wanted to play.
Truth dumps. Hold on, let me shut the door. Get it warmer in here, please.
Maynard's like, I would pay to watch Laz eat his hat.
Behave, Earth Eater.
Depends what's it made out of. Is it felt? But yeah, I mean, hopefully we'll get all those maps eventually.
Yeah, eventually.
Yeah, and let me know when you're ready for the next train wreck.
3550.
Yes, 3550.
3550. I still got things swirling around here, so hopefully
Okay.
I'm going to actually do ad block plus on this one and reload it so that the ad don't come up. And just so everybody knows, the 3550 timestamp is Chris talking about NFTs being able to take them out of the game, and of course banning everybody for asking legitimate questions. So
yeah,
if anybody wants to know about that, you'll hear it for yourself right here.
Let's click play in 3, 2, 1, play.
Richard Garriott.
Yeah, who is Richard?
The way that NFTs are going to
Come
be used
on,
in this game will
CC.
probably be
You know
different
better
than
than that.
others, and it's how you should probably expect them to be used long term. So one, before anybody jumps up with the crazy questions, no, they are not carbon heavy. They're right now. There's some NFT things that are carbon heavy. The stuff we're using is not going to be carbon heavy. Let's see. So I see Red Dragon there saying Ubisoft put NFTs. Yes. So there's some companies, again, when I was mentioning the companies are kind of exploiting it, putting NFTs into a non-persistent, non-online, non-shared world, like cramming NFTs. Like if you put NFTs into Mario Kart, that makes absolutely no sense. There's no reason for it. So for an example of how we would be using NFTs in a game, you can imagine there's tons of good reasons to have them, but one of them is, like, for instance, just looking at Shroud stuff. You guys love Maker's Marks. I know every crafter out there loves a Maker's Mark. Imagine these as kind of being Maker's Marks on steroids. You can have a crafter who crafts an item in game, says, this thing is freaking awesome. This is the best thing I've ever made. I put a ton of resources in it. It took me 1,000 tries to make it. And they got it. And then if they wanted to, they could actually then go and pay a small in-game fee to turn that. And again, it actually costs money to mint an NFT, but they can pay a small fee to turn that into an NFT. That is something that then exists outside the game and has history. So then you can have it like it can be an NFT that you share on your Facebook page or your Twitter page. You can also then take that same NFT, you'll probably have to move it to your bank before we will let you do this. To take that same NFT, take it out of the game, and trade it on any marketplace you wanted. Yeah, we got some people in here that just need to be kicked.
Because they're asking pertinent questions.
This is a new game that is under construction. So this is, again, I can give you the story out, but basically the bottom line was I talked to the team about this. Richard was going to make another game, and the idea was either he was going to make it with me or he was going to make it without me. And by me joining him and helping him build a solid foundation for the tech and then helping him hire up a team, it actually gives me a good foothold to help cross-pollinate, cross-promote, and gives me a better spot than if I just said, screw that, I don't want to be any part of it. And that's kind of what it was. Do I want to be a part of it and be a part of both communities and help both games? Or not. And by doing both of them, again, making an MMO, if you're thinking like tomorrow, like flip the table, quit Shroud or whatever, MMOs take a long time to make. So if you're thinking you're going to go quit and play the new game tomorrow because you do like NFTs, you're one of the gamers out there that does like NFTs and thinks it's a good idea, that's a long ways off. Let's see. How many players or devs are there for Soda? So there's a number of devs.
Here's your answer, Jack.
Devs that are full-time and paid. There's other devs that are volunteer their time. And then there are other devs that help when they're needed and help some help hourly. And that pool there's probably between, I forget how many, I think we've got about 7 full-time, then there's about 3 or 4 who come on part-time and help, like Beezus and Undone, who will help in whenever we need it. Beezus has actually moved back to be a full-time, well, not full-time. He's always on the team and he's helping. He's not putting in full-time hours. He can't quite afford or quite
full-time,
get
not
10
full-time.
hours.
Full-time, not full-time. He's full-time, but not full-time.
J-Doc, I'm curious, why do you care? You didn't ask that last week. So I'm going to quit answering questions that look like they're pretty trolly questions and don't really matter to the development of the game. Me not being on the project will allow us extra funds to actually bring more people back full time. For those who don't know, I am also working on Shroud. I haven't quit Shroud. I'm splitting my time. I'm giving the bulk of my time, though, to the new project. I'm still on the team. I'm still doing all stuff on the team. When you get a build next week, it's going to be me. Yeah, I don't think I can boot people, or else I'd be banning about 20 people here.
Yeah. All right. We can stop right there. Yeah.
Okay. I just love that he's going to ban everybody.
Yeah, for asking questions, because he doesn't recognize the names that aren't always here, because when the announcement was made, all the people who were here came out of the woodwork to hear the answers for themselves and ask questions, but because he doesn't know their names, because they don't throw bits at him week after week, they're trolls coming out of the woodwork. They're actually your players, Chris. Your player base came out to hear you talk, and you want to ban them because you don't know. But CC killed me. You know, who is Richard was the question on that one. There is no outcome on the NFT to answer Rysis's. There is no conclusions on the NFTs. NFTs are going to be in the new game.
So the funny thing is, remember, everything that Chris has done to kill RMT in Shroud,
he's promoting in the new game.
And what was the promise of Shroud as far as the stance on RMT?
We're going to allow it. I've got a 2.5+ hour video documenting that.
Not only are we going to allow it, we're going to kind of like
support it.
Openly support it. I mean, how many of those how
real
many
money
founder accounts did you actually
real money transactions?
Yeah. How many founder accounts did you actually buy off of the Shroud forums and Royal founders?
All of them.
All of them. On the forums, on the official forums. I mean, you just used a trader, but I mean, it's like, hey, I mean, for years, Portalarium facilitated the trade of RMT transactions. Then they started
I could actually go to Michael at the offices, and Michael would take care of the transfers for me. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Remember Michael Dameron? Yeah, Michael Dameron would actually take care of those imports, exports, update your accounts, all that good stuff. And Feral Drop, what he did not care about last week, somebody asked a question. And of course, apparently the question that Chris didn't want to answer. And he says, well, you didn't care about that last week. It was an off the cuff comment. I wasn't reading. If you want to go back and read all the stuff on the forum yourself, you can definitely go back and do that. But there was a lot more that I was going to play on this clip, because he goes, do you want to continue on with this clip and let him go a little further here?
Okay, I'm at 41:26 right now. So
I'm at 40:55 on this one. I can. Okay. I don't know why I'm a little behind you.
Well, because you probably paused when you started talking.
Oh yeah. Okay. I'm gonna back up just a little bit, and we'll continue on this thread for just a couple more minutes, because he goes into a couple of other interesting things. But of course, I really wanted to hear him say twice that he should be banning people for asking questions. Because that's what developers do. We ban people out of our chats for asking questions.
Yeah. So what timestamp am I going to?
40:59 or 41 minutes, whichever one you can get to easier.
40:59. 40 minutes, 59 seconds.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Click play in 3, 2, 1.
Anyways. So you coming on the stream this was going to attract those people, and those are names I've never seen before in the stream, so that's to be expected. That is one of those things that you sure, Duke? I can ban you. There were a few articles I just wanted to put out there again. There's just been a lot of negative press. I get it. There's a lot of negativity around NFTs. A lot of it is not deserved for NFTs. Again, NFTs are just a tool. It's how the games have been using them and how they feel like they've been kind of used in exploitive ways. I would not be involved in the project, one, if I thought it was negative, bad for the environment. I would not be involved with the project if I thought it was a scam or some money laundering thing. And then the other one I'd say is, again, as I see a lot of people here who I've never seen their names before and are probably attracted by some articles. I saw there was kind of this very false story that was put up, Shroud failed. I just wanted to go and challenge that one thing, because one, Shroud is still here after 100 releases. We still are making big updates every release. But the thing that I want to challenge that on is, again, when Shroud started, I think there's a good list somewhere. There were 15 other fantasy MMOs that kickstarted in the same 1 to 2 year period between, I'm trying to remember all the ones that failed. Chronicles of El Raya.
Still out there.
Crowfall's still around in some form. Pantheon's never shipped. There's just this whole long list of like 15 MMOs. What's the other one?
Exactly right.
Just a long list of all these games that were started up right at the same time. Out of all those games, only a couple of them actually shipped after 8 years. Shroud was the first one to ship out of all those games. Shroud has had the most hours played in it out of all those games. Shroud has
Hold
never
on,
had,
Tina. We're getting there. We're getting there.
Economy implosion type thing. Shroud's never lost data. We've never had security breaches. We've had more than 30 million hours played. So looking back at that, I actually did a talk not too long ago, not too many weeks ago, just talking about, trying to be honest with players about stuff. And I think in that, I kind of gave the impression some people thought that like Shroud, had problems or something. And that's not the case. The thing I was trying to get across is Shroud could have been better. It's still awesome. And again, it's of all the games out there that did the same thing we did. And I think kind of looking back on and doing a post-mortem on things, again, this is, don't think Shroud's going away or I'm not working on Shroud or there's massive negative stuff coming or anything like that. I'm just kind of trying to debunk some logic that Shroud failed. Again, 30 million hours to me and the most players and most everything.
We can stop this here
all
now.
The games that try to do the same.
And I didn't put this one in there earlier, but I'm gonna.
So if you do some math and you take that 30 million hours and you break it down to like a week, that average is 3,000 hours of a week of gameplay, 3,400.
Click on that link and go to 2530. I think is where it was.
Okay, 2530.
Yeah,
that was the very first one.
No, the one I just put in.
Oh,
YouTube.
Okay.
Because I can't get a timestamp on this for some reason.
Okay, go to 2530.
Yeah.
Okay. I am at 2530.
Count it in. I believe this is the right.
2, 1, start.
A lot of this stuff, like I said, I'm not going to tell you anything that you don't already know. It's just I think maybe some people are in denial, but Shroud did not succeed financially. So I'm mentioning this not because I'm trying to put down Shroud or scare people off or anything. I mention it because that's this whole thing behind the seed invest was invest in it. And if we do well financially, then everything is groovy and people get paid out. I don't know the details on it. Neither Richard nor Star nor myself were involved in the seed invest stuff. That was the person who did that. I won't name him, but people could probably figure out who he is if they care. But it was him, and we actually had a CFO briefly. And him and the CFO ran the seed invest. That's actually, I think, why we got a CFO for a little while, is just so he could manage the seed invest stuff. Anyways, the thing that should be obvious is we did not do well financially. So again, so many different reasons. I keep saying I could write a book or two, a book on all the different ways we both succeeded and failed, and stuff that was great about the project and things that we wish we'd done better. There were just a lot of hindrances from the start that made some bad decisions from the start that made.
Yeah, we can stop right there. So we were a success, but we failed financially, right? Is that what we're saying?
Yeah. Well, okay. I mean,
we don't make this stuff up, people. We don't make this stuff up. You're hearing it from the horse's mouth. And I had to jump out to YouTube. This is from release 99, where he goes into this whole financial failure tirade. And again, we're gonna get even further into this, but it just didn't succeed, right? So the article that says Shroud was a failure.
Shroud failed.
Yeah, it is a total lie, and he has to debunk that because, in his own words, it's a financial failure. But we got to debunk that. Listen, dude, we understand. Yeah, we're all still here. We've been here for 7+ years doing this 5 days a week. 5 days a week. Not hard to do.
It's not a failure. It just didn't succeed.
Yeah. But yeah, that was the Bree article, I believe, is the one he's talking to. Just like Ravlox wouldn't call us out directly, I don't think he wants to call Bree out directly. But we will call out who we're talking about and all that good stuff, because it's news. People want to know what's being talked about and where it's being talked about and who's being alluded to, and well, that's our job, is to fill in those blanks for you, because they don't want to. So, and Winfield says that Winston is full time because he's never around. So, Also, just got to give a shout out there to it was finally verified. Alley Oop is officially part of the team. Ravlox did put that in there earlier, very early in the stream. So, if you all see Alley Oop, you can give her a little pat on the back and a thank you for all that stuff. And of course, Ravlox also did state twice that he has taken over the community manager spot that Elgarian was in. So Elgarian is technically now history. So,
Mom says, "Look at the time." But Mom, look at my stream. I've already pulled it, but I get to send scrolls to Wendy.
And let's see who I'm sending
not scrolls, a streamer bundle.
A streamer bundle.
Yes.
And wouldn't you know it, somebody's getting herself some bottles today. I'll tell you what.
About fucking time, asshole.
That can't happen.
I got to pull another winner.
Why do you have to pull another winner?
Oh, because,
Oh, Taco Tuesday.
No. I'm joking, because Mom finally won. Yes. Again. At one point, Mom was winning almost every single day. It was like
Taco Tuesday, and who's the wiener?
But congratulations, Mom. Yeah, it's been a while since you won. I'm surprised it's taken so long.
Mom got two bottles today.
Oh, did you pull a second one?
I pulled a second. It's Taco Tuesday, man.
Oh, okay. Woo! Then I will pull a second one. I'm glad I didn't close that out
yet.
And Econ Das then we'll get the next one here on Taco Tuesday. Congratulations
to both of you guys.
As we reopen these and get the next bundle up.
So the problem is when you're dealing with video games and you gauge whether or not they are a success or not. How do you gauge a success? Is it existing? Is it making profit, or is it number of players?
I believe it should be all three combined. I'll give you a good example.
All three combined. Okay.
Grand Theft Auto, 10 years old. No, it's going on. 10 years old next year, and they generated like $3 billion last year.
Yes.
8 years into production, and they've got more people coming in and buying the game now than they did when they released. The player base is constantly growing, and again, $3 billion, 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 $1 billion, not $3 million, $3 billion.
World of Warcraft. I mean,
yeah.
But so criteria number 1, we exist. Okay.
And Feral Drop's got a good point here. So why don't you read that? But go ahead and do your points first, and then read Feral.
Okay. Number 2, profitability. Is the Shroud profitability really there?
Does it need to be profitable? Is a question.
Well, I mean, for the dev team, it does. So they can all receive paychecks.
Chris's own words: if Shroud took in 1/10 of what it earns now, it would still continue to go on. So,
with 0 developers, though. I'm sorry, 1/10 would be 1 developer. And number 3, player base. Do we have a massive player base?
Not anymore.
Okay.
But go to Feral Drop's first comment, and then you can go to his second comment.
Yeah, so I would call it a success if people are not putting money into the game because the game is free and you don't have to put money in to succeed or obtain anything in the game. Well, thanks for free to play. And how do successful free to plays make money anyways? Are they just running their own coding servers or whatever else? A successful free to play game is based off of microtransactions. Okay. Where you are buying items that are available for a short amount of time.
Pixel crack. That's right.
Okay. And they pay for all of their development servers and everything else based off of how much pixel crack is purchased. Now, unfortunately, the last several years of purchases in Shroud has seen something happen to the purchases. I don't know what it's called, but it's not up.
Anyway, yes.
Yeah.
We're not going to beat that dead horse today because we've got some live horses to continue to report on.
Yes, we have lots of live horses.
So let's go
47?
on to the next one, which is 47. Yes, 47 minutes. Taking ownership / blame.
3.
I think. Oh, hold on.
2,
I got to turn this up. There we go.
Oh.
Go ahead. And I got to turn it on.
Play.
Good. Yep. And yeah, and again, I was not, I've been here since the start, but my role over the years has changed. So I'm sure I'm to blame for a few things that went wrong, probably a lot of things. Definitely not all the things. I think overall we obviously we wish the game had been better, but I think the game is actually really good, and I think there's a lot of good stuff in it. So anyways, just wanted to challenge the idea that this false notion that someone's throwing out that Shroud of the Avatar failed. We actually, given the circumstances in which we tried to do things, it was actually
is that
a really
soda
good
map that's not in the game anymore?
I will also, I think we've talked about it before and probably beat it to death, but in case people hadn't heard it, like, why didn't Richard put in money? Richard put in a lot of money, actually. Richard, I think that was another one of those things that someone's saying, Richard cash grab or whatever. Anytime NFT comes up, that's hurt. And I totally get that. That's what it feels like a lot of them have been up until now, in terms of NFT games. But Richard, that was never a thing. He never made any money on Shroud. He lost a ton of money on Shroud. He probably would have put in more money to save Shroud, but just the way the business was structured and set up and ownership, it wasn't really possible. So anyways, mad respect for Richard. If I did not have mad respect for Richard, I would not have joined up with him to help him out on the new venture when he asked. So on the new venture, I can't tell you that much. I'm sure we'll have a bunch of reveals coming up in the not too terribly distant future. I am excited about it. I'm also excited because it's one of those things it will help Shroud in a number of ways as well that I can't talk about too much. But it helps me in terms of creativity and designing stuff. I saw a number of sweet posts basically saying that they don't care about the new Richard game, but they want Chris to be on Shroud full time. They love Chris and they want Chris in there. So hugs to those people. But I think it actually is good. I mean, I've never really thought about stepping away from the game, and I'm not stepping away from the game now. I'm still active with the game. But it gives me a different creative view, and I think it's actually, maybe we'll steal a few things back to Shroud that'll be some spinoff. Or, looking to see what they do and trying to make something that's similar. We're not really going to rip it off, but again, it just gets the creative juices flowing in terms of how things are done.
So one thing you might want to be clear about is that they are two separate ventures. They're two separate projects. There's no intention to have assets or accounts or characters migrated from Soda to this new thing.
Yes. There's no plan to migrate characters. There's no plans to move stuff over. There's also no plans to stop working on Shroud. The way that it can help is, I can't go into too many ways, but there could be down the road cross promotion stuff that can happen that will allow Shroud to possibly track some of their players, and probably the vice versa as well, that some of the players may go over there. For those who don't know, I actually own Shroud. I do not own the new game. I am a CTO at the company, but yeah, it's not quite the same thing. I definitely don't want to lose players to Shroud, but I also want players to play the game that makes them happiest. So I'm going to continue making Shroud, and again, Shroud's got a pretty big head start. So we'll see. But again, I look forward to being able to talk creative stuff with you guys on the new project, which I can't do yet. But at some point in the future, I'm sure we will open up. We're going to start putting out some design stuff out there. I think that's one of those things I've seen other NFT land sale games where they've sold, in many cases, tens of millions of dollars worth of stuff, and they haven't told you the first bit about the game, which one is jealous a little bit, but two, that seems insane to me. We will definitely be telling you all this stuff. I can tell you I am involved in design a lot on the project, and definitely am someone who has paid attention to mistakes that were made in Shroud and things that worked in Shroud. So we will see how things go. But again, it's a scary proposition for me. Again, I was pretty happy sitting here at home, and I actually had mentioned the team. I'd turned down several CTO positions that just came out of the blue just in the past 6 months that were dropped in my lap as, we want you as our CTO, no interview required type things. And this one actually I turned down as well until I got more information on it, and got a call from Richard, and Richard gave me more of an update, and it's kind of, do I want to go work on the game with Richard, or do I want Richard to work on a game and me be completely on the outside? So I think this is the best outcome. I think it's best for the new game. I think it's best for Shroud as well. I think there can be a lot of, again, not direct synergy. We're not going to port your data over from Shroud to the new game.
All right, let's go ahead and stop it there. So, Breaking news flash. One of those things that I had previously heard that I had alluded to many, many, many times that I could not divulge to anybody was the fact that there was going to be a port of assets from this game to that game. And of course, Chris publicly announced that this was not going to be happening. So now I can talk about what I previously had heard, and can now let you know that that was the scuttlebutt down through the grapevine, that there was some talk about actually taking people who had land, people who had vendors, people who had investment in this game, and being able to take that and trade that up for spots in the new game. And of course, this gets shot down by the man himself, but you know, we're never going to hide helmets. We're never going to hide cloaks. We're never going to do this. We're never going to do that. So, with this out of the bag, I am not going to discount the fact that that might still be a possibility.
And Dead New Day's comment is, he is trash that can't take blame for anything.
Well, he did. Yeah, he did.
Oh,
that's why. That's why we put. He did. Yeah.
Well, he did, I'm sure you could blame for some of the decisions, but
yeah.
Well, but I'm going to build this game the right way.
Yeah, is Dead New Day. That's exactly why we're playing that.
Yeah, because he didn't really take blame for anything. He's like, I wasn't involved in certain decisions. I'm sorry to say, but you were.
Blame Dallas for that, right? Dallas wasn't there for that. Yeah,
this is the well, Dallas was. It was right before Dallas left. But it was
I did the timeline check. Dallas wasn't there.
Dallas was there.
Don't believe so. You can go double check that yourself.
Yes, go you as well. Go actually look at those timelines, and you'll be like, yeah, Dallas was there. But because I actually went into the office and talked with Dallas about the Seed Invest stuff.
Oh, well, good for you.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. You used to live 5 minutes away from the offices when they had offices.
It was 15
Thank you,
minutes.
Stymie. Long live the Syndicate. But Stymie, we're not going to stop and do marbles today. We will do a game of marbles in your honor tomorrow, because we do have some other things to get to here.
But if the reason I say Chris is not taking blame for any of it, this is the same way that when he was the CEO of Portalarium, signed on publicly accessible documents, it's like, I'm not the CEO.
Somebody must have put my name on that.
Someone must have forged my name on these things. I mean, it's like, what is going on here? And considering how much Lord British is all about losing access to Ultima, do you think he would sell the IP for Shroud of the Avatar?
Again, as Chris put it in the release 99.
Well, he said he owns Shroud, but does he own the name Shroud of the Avatar? Does he own?
If Shroud makes money, he needs to pay
back the investors of Portalarium.
And pay the investors a share of their stuff. So, while he may, again, it doesn't answer the question whether he just owns the
development rights,
or whether he actually if he actually owned Shroud, he wouldn't owe anybody any money, right? That would be that would be the whole kicker. Yeah, he said that twice actually. But again, at this point, don't lawyer me, bro.
But this actually goes to an honesty thing. The same way that Laz pulled that video from last month where he was talking about the failures of Shroud and it not being a financial success. It's like, and the reason for the seed invest was, hey, we're going to use all of this money for marketing. What happened to that money? Was there $1 million marketing campaign?
No.
And I really can't believe $1 million was spent on those Facebook ads.
And then let's get to the last video we have, which is how this is good for Shroud, because it was asked earlier in that clip, and he started to allude to it, and then he, of course, does what he does best, gets squirreled out, and then eventually comes around and circles back like somebody else does.
We don't squirrel that bad. But
no,
we're at 55 minutes.
We're at 55. I got 5506. Is it 5500? Let me see if I can refresh that and get it to where it's supposed to be. Come on. I'm gonna reload that so that we don't get any ad coming up there.
Who owns the code for Shroud of the Avatar? No idea. But I doubt that Richard actually gave that up, considering what happened with Ultima. So 3, 2, 1, play.
He was asking legitimate. We don't understand why the other game is a good thing for us. So one, it opens up some budget for Shroud, so we can actually look at hiring again. We had generated a little bit of debt on the project, and actually this is already, I think, as of maybe tomorrow, I'll probably go pay off 100% of the debt. There'll be no more debt on the project. That was just like credit card, advertising stuff and stuff like that had built up some debt. So that's one way. So exposure is another way. And again, I know what that, some people are like, exposure is worthless. Exposure is not worthless. We expect the new game to bring in several thousand high-dollar people. Some of those people, and they won't be able to play the game for a year plus. Some of those people will end up in Shroud. I cannot talk about anything in terms of cross promotion. There's nothing planned right now in terms of those guys having an incentive to come over to Shroud, but it will happen. We've already seen our web traffic, our character creation, those numbers have already spiked some. Again, just any headlines is good. Elwin Moon, the new game is under a different company that I do not own. I am an employee of the other company, whereas I own Catnip Games. And that's the thing, is that's the one thing, and I've said this like 100 times on our stream, the only thing Shroud needs, well, besides about 1,000 bug fixes and rideable cats, is more players.
3, 4,
and that's
and 5.
Trying to find ways to bring in new players has been challenging. So again, happy to have ways to get more players in there. Right now, I can tell you, again, as I mentioned before, completely honest, I'm spending the vast majority of my time on the new project. I expect that to calm down some, but it's still going to get the bulk of my time. They're the ones paying for my time, and they're the ones who need the most help, especially as I help get the tech underway, get good foundations there, hire up a team. So Shroud needs a Kraken.
So I want to respond to Vesper. He said that we should, I wouldn't say stop looking at feedback from the current community, but expand that. So what we're doing is that's Winston, right? Winston is helping out with the project, and he's doing data analysis. Obviously, he's also running the contest and stuff, and filling in a very much needed interaction with the community as far as that's concerned. He's currently working on a project to help us determine when, because we have new players coming in. It's just, are they staying? So Winston is going through and doing data analysis to find out where these people are getting caught up, where they lag out, when they stop coming back, things along those lines. So we could get some better information as to how long they're staying. Is there something specific in our initial scenes where they're getting caught up or not making any further, having problems actually doing things, those along those lines, so we could address those problems and improve the viability of the beginning of the game. Because I think we all know that the game has got a
Thank
lot
you
to
for answering
offer,
that, Jack.
and there's a lot of different options. There's a lot of different
All
methods and
right,
everything.
we can
and
stop this here
not
now. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, a couple of questions coming in from the Peanut Gallery. Was just too funny. Sounds like the new game's riding on the NFT and metaverse, and of course, Jack answered that. The company's called D-Meta. Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
And it sounds like they're after fatter wallets. All right, so Chris's logic for this game that is not cross-promoted or cross-mentioned for that D-Meta is developing, where he is just the CTO, is they can't play the game for at least a year, and he's hoping that they just stumble across, because it would be stumbling across Shroud of the Avatar to spend their money here. Does that sound like a great logical reason?
Yeah, as we're going to have a lot of high dollar players coming in who won't be able to play their game for 1 year. I say 4 years because he's already said 4 years. He just doesn't realize he said 4 years because he keeps talking and talking and talking and forgets what he said. And it happens all the time with Chris. Love you, man, but you know, you really got to learn to
consistency.
Yeah, be consistent with that. Tina, is that the question, the comment you're talking about? Frankly, I don't think we all need. Frankly, if you think all we need is players, that's the part of the problem of why we don't have more players. Is that what you were referring to? If that's all you think we need is more players?
Yeah. And Selenia wants to buy some drugs from Chris because he sounds like he has the good shit.
Yes. As
yeah. It's one where I it's like dead horse, man. Dead horse. I mean, it's like you've done everything you can to piss off your player base. You're threatening to ban your existing players in this stream. And several of them were banned from chat.
What did I do wrong?
Yeah, and one person was actually rightfully banned, and Chris apologized for banning them as he called him a. Because in his question, he said,
the dead horse got removed from the starter scene, but his his shadow is still there.
Yeah, but it's like,
go look for the shadow. Yeah, it's still there.
I'm still waiting for finished game systems for episode 1. Yeah.
Somebody recently asked me, "Do you even play anymore, Laz?" And I was like, "Well, aside from my merchant stuff, no, because I've been waiting 2.5 years for episode 2 to play. Because if you all haven't figured this out, if I go out and run all those scenes like many people are doing, when they finally release the last scene and put the last finishing touches on it, you're going to run that for a month, and then you're going to be sitting there with your thumbs up your asses waiting for episode 3 for another 2.5, 3 years, if we even get that far."
That's all you're going to be doing anyways, because
define play. Good one. Tina, define play.
Define play. He is a warm body in the game.
I
am
craft,
a warm body in the game.
I craft. I show up at least 5 days a week, if not 6 or 7 days a week, which adds to that total body count. You know, players in game. It adds to. I'll just bring this up because I don't know many people who will have the quite the same numbers as I do here. Let's get over here.
I only have 38 people on my friends list in the game.
Yeah, I used to have over 100. Now I've only got 67. But LMNOPQRS. Where is Shroud? Shroud.
It is not just, hey, you need to remove the XP caps per hour. You have to make the game have a reason for you wanting to go spend that time.
23,443 hours in game. 23,000.
What's that command? Date?
No, I just got that's just in Steam. I'm just using the Steam. Yeah. How much time I've actually put into this game. So I don't know many people who have as many hours in game as my character does. But if you're even close, please share a screenshot.
I've got 11,000 hours.
Yeah, not
on
like
Steam.
not like I haven't put any time into this game. So if people say, "Do I play?" Yeah, 23. I'm sorry, is that 23? I'm sorry, that's 25,000 hours. 25,000 hours. It's a lot of fucking time, people. That's all I gotta say. So don't ask me if I play. I've got more time than most people have put into anything. Yeah.
I have 11,000 hours.
Yeah. So I've got you more than double the time you've got in. Yeah.
Hey, man.
But anyway, you know what time it is, folks. It's time for us to get the flock out of here. We had to just get those clips for you because people had questions who didn't get to watch this. And do you even fish, man? Do you even fish?
I have fished.
Do you even lift, man?
Yeah.
Fish. But yeah, a lot of people had questions about
just
some of these.
Timed out or something right in front of me. And Tina and Selenia are getting streamer bundles. Y'all go check your mail.
Very cool. I'm going to go ahead and close out my streamer bundles here now. There's my Doritos. Nom, nom, nom.
Is getting the Steam key as soon as I get it.
And our two winners are going to be, hey, look at that. Mom won again. Congratulations, Mom.
Okay. Now,
and
what?
Econdis won again. Look at that crap. That's amazing. Mom and Econdis both get drawn back to back.
Oh, man. And Deblosic gets to discover fire.
Closing the main giveaway. Picking ourselves a winner.
Quest.
And Box Try. Let's see what you've got for a mystery game key today. As I get down to a new
fire. Ung's Quest. $10. You got $10 game, and I actually sent that Steam key from the bot. Here, I'll send it to.
And Vax Try is going to get himself a copy of Driftland, the Magic Revival, for $19.99. Congratulations, Vax Try, and of course, thank you all. Again, we will start with marbles tomorrow. Thanks to Stymie. Thank you, Stymie, for the support, and of course, thanks to all of you who keep us here and have been here for all these years, keeping us alive on Shroud of the Avatar. We do appreciate and love you all. So thank you all. We'll be back with more tomorrow on Whacked Out Wednesday right here on NBNN. Till then, I'm Laz.
I'm Jack.
And we are NBNN. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Like clockwork. Imagine that.